Hi everyone, welcome to another video on this very cold and snowy December day. It's been a while since I've been able to upload a video, and I have some footage from probably well over a month ago when I took a really beautiful walk at the tail end of the autumn season. So I'm going to put some of that footage in here for you to watch because it is really stunning. So I hope you enjoy that, and then when we come back I will do my little lifestyle piece here and talk a little bit about gratitude, and then we'll get into a couple of cozy recipes. So here we go, hope you enjoy. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about gratitude, and I do not have this big long speech or anything prepared about it. It's just something that I encourage people to try to practice more often. It's something that I've practiced for years and years. It seems like the more I do it, the better I get at it. And of course, as I get older, my perspective on life changes a bit. I think a lot of us can agree that 2020 has been a dumpster fire in a lot of respects, but for me anyways, I can say that it has also brought a lot of good with it. And practicing gratitude has been especially helpful to me this year to help maintain my sanity and my level of happiness. And I think that if we just look around at everything that we do have and try to be thankful and appreciative, that it can increase our well-being and our happiness level. All right, so that's it. I am freezing my butt off out here, so let's go inside where it's nice and warm and cozy and get cooking. All right, this first dish that I'm gonna make is my enchilada skillet. It's something that I honestly just threw together one night on a whim, and I had no idea how it was gonna turn out, and it ended up being really good. The ingredients are pretty basic, and it comes together very easily, especially if you have pre-cooked rice. I'm gonna give you a couple of different options for the sauce that I use. And if you're cooking for somebody who's not 100% plant-based, this is a great meal because people can add whatever they like to this. So it can kind of suit anybody at the table. All right, so let me show you what I have going on here and how this comes together. You cannot have any of this, I'm sorry. All right, so I am gonna make a dish with a green sauce in it tonight. I've also done this with red, but I just get green chili sauce from my grocery store. If you can't find something like that, you can also use green chili enchilada sauce. All right, I also have 1 can of black beans that I drained and rinsed really well. I chopped up a little red bell pepper, some red onion, and this is cilantro that I'm going to use to put on top once it's done. And I have some rice that I cooked. This is white rice. I sometimes will use brown rice, but I was in a hurry tonight and this cooks a lot faster, so that's what I'm using. All right, so the first thing I do is just take my pepper and onion and saute in a little bit of water until they are softened a bit. And then literally you just dump everything else into the skillet and let it heat through. and it's that darn easy. So I think you can see what I mean by something like this is customizable. It's very user-friendly. So if you want to eat it just like this, it's perfectly good just like this. Maybe add a little, I don't know, chopped scallions or something on it. If you're vegan, you can use your favorite vegan cheese or sour cream on top. If you're not vegan, you can add whatever meat you like and cheese and sour cream, but you're still eating a very plant-rich dish. This also makes a ton of food. I used 1 cup of uncooked rice, 1 can of beans, and with the veggies in there, it makes a lot of food. So for me, this will feed me for like the next several days for lunches and dinners. But you can just size up if you have a lot of people to feed. All right, another great meal idea that you can make for dinner and then have it for lunches is soup. And I usually make a pretty decent sized batch of soup. Sometimes I'll end up freezing half of it, but usually I'll end up eating this for several days. And we are approaching the cooler months here in the northeastern United States where I live. And there's no better meal sometimes than soup. It's just really cozy and nourishing and comforting. And soups can be quite satisfying. So what I'm going to make tonight is my version of potato leek soup. It has surprisingly few ingredients and yet has an incredible flavor profile, I think. All right, so this is 2 stalks of celery that I chopped up. And this is 1 bunch of leeks. There were 3 small leeks. Make sure that you clean your leeks really well because they will harbor a lot of dirt and grit. So what I do is just cut them in half and then slice them and separate the rings as much as I can. And then I wash them really good a few times. This is about, I'm gonna guess, about 3 pounds of potatoes. I don't know, I kind of eyeballed it. These are Yukon Gold and I did not peel them, as you can see, but if you want to peel your potatoes, you certainly can. And I'm going to end up using about 5 cups of water for this. And to that, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of Better Than Bouillon vegetable paste. If you were going to make this according to directions, it's about a teaspoon per 8 ounces to make broth. But I use about half as much and I find that it gives it really good flavor. And then if people want to season with salt or pepper or anything when they eat the soup, then they can certainly do that to their liking. All right, I'm going to need some spices, not bananas. So I'm going to use garlic powder. I'm going to throw in 1 bay leaf, which I will remove before the soup is served, and a little bit of thyme. All right, so while the soup is cooking, I am going to make the cashew cream to put in there, and all I'm doing is taking 1/2 cup of cashews. That's it in this whole recipe, with 1 cup of water. And I am going to, you can let it sit for a little bit and kind of let the cashews soak, but because I'm using a high-powered blender, I am going to go right ahead and whip this up. So this makes a really decadent and comforting soup, and I just tried it. It's really good, and I think just for so few ingredients, it really does have a great flavor profile. You don't have to add the cashews if you don't want to. I like adding them because it's a very small amount compared to the huge size of this batch, and it makes it creamy and rich and just adds that extra something to it. So it's something I like, but if you don't like it, leave it out. You can try a different kind of plant-based milk, or I think traditionally it's made with half and half or cream. So you can go a lot of different ways with this. I can picture this with like a side salad or a nice hearty bread, maybe some green beans on the side, but it makes a really filling meal actually, and lots of leftovers.